Suppose if I keep it as March, so automatically this March is included into a table. So we didn't do anything, just it included. Suppose if I keep it here as June, it will not include. So this is a range. So if I'm inserting here March, April, 4, so that is converted into a table. So whenever the new data is there, so no need to refresh the new data, automatically the table will take. So they're asking us to convert this table into a range. So we have to press Control T. So Control T. So now I converted this table. Now I converted this range into table. Okay. So whenever the new data is added, whenever the new data is added at the bottom, here at the bottom, it will automatically consider as a table. Okay. So team, you're clear with the second point also, right? The first point is all the columns heading should not be blank. While drawing a pivot table, the column headers should not be blank. Headers means this one. These are the headers. These are the headers. So headers should not be blank. So the next thing is they're asking to convert the table into range. Okay, they're asking to convert table into range. So now I have converted this table into range. Here. So table have some specific properties. See here, what is the name of the table? Table 2. What is the name of the table? Table 2. Okay. So the second point, team, anyone, do you have any doubt in the first and second point? You're clear, right?
Yes, sir.
So the third one is change the table name to exp table. They're asking to change the name of the table to exp table. So now it is table 2, right? Now I'm converting this to exp table. So we can do here also formulas, go to name manager. So we have exp table. So exp table is reference of this one. So next. The fourth one is create a pivot table on a new worksheet, which is based on the cells that have been inserted in the new Excel table. Okay, with the help of expense table, they're asking to create a new pivot table. Use the pivot table to display the total tax inclusive amount for each supplier. So if you see here, first let us draw a pivot table. So let me click on insert and click on new pivot table. Okay, it will automatically take this one, but we have to create expense table, exp table. Let me create in a new worksheet. Okay, so in the new worksheet, they're asking, I have drawn a pivot table with the help of expenses sheet. I have drawn a new pivot table. So what are they telling? Which columns I have to use? Use a pivot table to display total tax inclusive amount. Total tax inclusive amount. So I'll go here. Total tax inclusive amount. So this is the amount. So amount means value, right? So I have to drag it in values. Okay. So total tax inclusive amount for each supplier. For each supplier in the source data. So where is the supplier? Supplier. If I drag it here, this is difficult to analyze. So if I drag it here, simple to analyze. So each supplier, right? This is by each supplier. So let me rename the. So that's fine. Now I'll do it as it is. Okay, now I've done. What they've done, they told us to draw a pivot table, and in the pivot table, they asked us to show total tax inclusive amount for each supplier. So what I've done for each supplier, I've renamed this total tax inclusive amount. So team, fourth point you are clear, right? So team, if I'm going fast, you please stop me. And if you don't understand any of the point also, you please let me know. I'll repeat one more time. Okay. Now rename the new sheet as suppliers. They're asking us to rename the new sheet as suppliers. This is sheet one, right? They're asking to rename it as suppliers. SUPPLIERS, suppliers. I've renamed it as suppliers. Next. Okay. The sixth point. Change the number formatting in the amount selection in the amount section of the pivot table so that all the amounts includes thousand separator and two decimal separator. Use the pivot table feature for this purpose so that new number formatting is retained after the pivot table is refreshed. So if I go to supplier sheet, they're asking me thousand separator. Thousand separator means this is thousand. So comma for every 3 digits, this is a thousand separator comma style. They're asking to do this in pivot table format options. So first I've selected the amount. Go to pivot table options. Sorry, pivot table settings, value field settings. In this value field settings, I have to select the number format. So number format should be number and use thousand separators. Use a thousand separator means the shortcut is comma here. Okay. So can you see here? I have the thousand separator now. For every 2000 there is a comma. Okay, if you see here, comma 2,33,000, comma. So 36,800 comma we have. So team, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Thousand separator. So whenever the pivot table is refreshed, so I am refreshing this pivot table. So that this will not go away. So this will be as it is. So team, just a second, I'll connect to my laptop. Next, the fourth one. This is done. Sixth one is done. Seventh one. So change the column width to change the column width of column B to 16. So which is column B? This column B. They're asking to change the column width. How to change the column width means we have to go to format and we have to change the column width to 16. So now the column width is 16. So wrap the column heading in column B so that it is displayed in 2 lines on center of the text. The heading of column, this one is, they're asking to keep in wrap the files in wrap text. So wrap text, okay, center alignment. They're asking for center alignment. So the column width is 16 and they're asking to wrap the text. If I remove the wrap text, it will go to other line. So this is wrap text. Next one. Change the column width B to 16. This is done. And wrap the column heading in column B so that it is displayed in center of the text. So this is also done, center of the text. Next, create a pivot table settings so that it is adjusted column width when it is refresh the pivot table. So see here, if I do refresh again, the column width is changed to default column width. So this wrap text is gone. So we have to preserve this formatting. We have done the formatting of column width to 16. So in the previous step, we have done the column width formatting to 16. So it's 16, and we have done wrap text. So if I don't preserve the cell formatting, this pivot table formatting, whenever I refresh this one, it will go away. Whenever I refresh this one, it will go away. So what I have to do is I have to preserve the cell formatting after doing the column width and all, column width and all. So how to do this means just right click on the pivot table and go to pivot table options. And can you see here the first option, can you layout and format? In layout and format, we have auto fit column width on update. I have just remove this one. I have to remove this tick mark. Auto fit column width on update. So now if I refresh this pivot table, so it will be as it is. Now it is not getting changed. So team, are you clear?
Yes, Bharat.
Okay, ninth point. So open the expenses sheet, change the amount in row 16 to 13,000 to 33,000. So they're asking to open the expenses sheet, change change the 13,000 to 30. So open the expense sheet and change the amount in row 16. So I should go to row 16. Row 16 amount from 13,000 to they're asking me to change into 33,000. 33,000. 33,000. So I have done this one, 13,000 to 33,000. Now open the supplier sheet and note the grand total at the bottom of the pivot table. So if I open the supplier sheet, they're asking to note down the grand total. So I'll just copy this grand total, I'll paste it here. Okay, pivot table and refresh the pivot table, note the changes in the grand total. See, I'm just refreshing this pivot table. See here, this 4,31,000 has become 4,51,000. 4,31,000 has become 4,51,000. And in the expenses sheet, because we have changed the column 16 through, when there is update from 13,000 to 33,000, the same, if you refresh the pivot table, automatically the changes will happen here. So previously it was 13,000, it was when it was 13,000, this is 4,31,000. When we made it into 33,000, there is an increase in 20,000, so it became 4,51,000. It is data is getting refreshed. Okay, next. So change the order of the supplier names in column A. Change the order of supplier names in column A. So the suppliers are sorted in a descending order from Z to A. So change the order of the supplier names. So let me go to supplier names. So I'll make this as suppliers. I'll make this as suppliers. So this is in ascending order. They're asking to keep it in descending order. Descending order means Z to A. So this Z to A. So if you see here, open the supplier sheet. Change the order of supplier sheet in names in column A. So the suppliers are sorted in a descending order from Z to A. So see here, I have sorted in descending order. Okay, just I have to I should go here. So team, 1 second, there is a background noise. So team, just give me a minute. There is a background noise. So team, sorry for keeping on hold. So the order suppliers in sheet A, we have changed it to column Z to A manner. We have sorted the data in supplier sheet from Z to A manner. Okay. So now drill down the source data that makes the supplier total for IAS account suppliers. So they're asking to drill down the data for the supplier total for IAS accounts only. So let me go here to supplier sheet and search for IAS accounts where it is. So if you see here, there is IAS accounts here. This is IAS accounts. This is IAS account. If you double click on this one, see here, or double click on this one. Okay. So when I double click on this one, let me double click. If I double click on this 12,000, the 12,000 value, how the split of 12,000 it came, it will be populated here. So now I'm getting only IAS accounts because I have clicked on IAS accounts here in the supplier sheet. The supplier sheet I have clicked on IAS account. This is drilled down. So if I'm clicking on Interflora double click, only the data which is related to Interflora will be populated here. Okay. So the source, the base data will be populated. So this is called drill down. Drill down. When we drill down, when we double click on this one, only we'll get those data. So now I double clicked on IAS accounts. I got the IAS accounts data. Okay. So next. So this is drill down. So rename the sheet as IAS. They're asking to rename the new sheet as IAS. So okay, IAS. Next, open the expenses sheet and create another pivot table which reflects an expenses total. So they're asking to open the expenses sheet and create a new pivot table. So this is a new expenses sheet, right? And they're asking me to create a new pivot table. I click on new pivot table, new worksheet. Okay. So what are the fields? If you see the instructions, total tax inclusive amount for each payment dates. So total tax inclusive amount. So total tax inclusive amount. This is here. Okay. Total tax inclusive amount for each payment date. So for each payment date. Okay. So okay, fine. Now for each payment date, I have the total tax inclusive of amount. So let us see the next instruction. They asked to draw a total tax inclusive amount for each payment date. I'm done. So next one. Rename the sheet as payments. They're asking to rename the sheet as payments. So double click here, payments. Okay. So complete the steps from 6 to 9. They're asking to complete the steps from 6 to 9. Let us see what are the steps. Change the number formatting of the amount section in the pivot table. So we have to change the number formatting. Right click, pivot table options. Sorry, value field settings. So here you'll have the number formatting. In the number formatting, you have to select use separate 1000 comma. Okay. Next 1000 comma is done. Next, change the column width to B to 16. So I have to change the column width B to 16. So let me select this one, format